All right, here we're asked to solve the equation by completing the square and state whether these solutions are real or not real. So when we are completing the square, the first thing that we do is draw a square or a box, whatever you want to call it. First term goes in the first box. Second term gets split in half. So instead of being 2x, I put each of those x's on either side. And then the third term we're going to get to, but basically we need to figure out what's in this bottom right part of the box. And to do that, I need to figure out what needs to go on the outside to fill in the first three boxes. And so if we've done it right, then the outsides should match. And then we figure out what's on the inside of this by just multiplying. The issue is that we were expecting it to be 8. It is not 8. And so to make it 8, we're now just going to take whatever we have and add 7 to that. So it has now created this equation where my box shows me that I have x plus 1 times x plus 1, and then I just have to add 7 to that to make sure that's equal to my original equation. Now I go ahead and solve, so I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. To get negative 7, I take the square root of both sides, plus or minus, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to put the I first, because anytime I take the square root of a negative, actually, let's just show what that actually looks like. So plus or minus the square root of negative 7, and then this breaks down into the square root of 7 times the square root of negative 1, and I should know now that the square root of negative 1 doesn't exist. It's what we call imaginary, or we can just replace it with the letter I. And so now what we have is x plus 1 equals plus or minus I root 7. And then I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides to get my final answer of plus or minus I root 7 minus 1. And again, just like the last problem, you can kind of rewrite it if it makes more sense to you to say negative 1 plus or minus I root 7. Whatever feels neater to you is fine with me. Doesn't really matter, but there is our two answers. And since we have an I in our answer, we say that those are both non-real answers.